Hi everyone. So it's been a while since I posted a video for yoga at the library. This will be the last one, at least for a while. We started our normal 6-week session a couple months ago, and the library was nice enough to let me finish online. So there are 5 videos available on the YouTube channel, or there will be after I post this. And this video today, I'm doing Greet the Sun and Greet the Moon. So it's really kind of 2 little sessions in one. So the first part, about 30 minutes or so, will be kind of energizing for the day, what I would consider a morning routine to get you centered and kind of balanced for the day. And then there's a kind of getting ready for sleep, winding down, cooling off portion at the end, and that's a little shorter. So to find that, if you just wanted to do the second half before bed, you can just scroll to, I don't know, maybe 35 minutes or something like that, wherever you see me sitting, because we're going to start the morning practice standing. So then we'll sit to finish off the morning practice. We'll sit and do some alternate nostril breathing, and I'll read a quote, and then we'll get right into the second half, which will all be down on the mat. So and as usual, listen to your body, respect and protect your body. Everything I say is a suggestion. You're in charge of your own body by modifying or skipping a pose if it doesn't work for you. Today's book is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. It's good medicine. So I was assigned this book a few years ago in my wellness and alternative medicine program, and it reminded me of one of my favorite books, Coyote Medicine, because they both talk about the importance of story. And I'm mentioning Coyote Medicine because Louis Malmadrona talks about how stories others tell us and how stories we tell ourselves really impact our health. And I'll share a quote from him after midway to end the morning portion. And Robin Wall Kimmerer kind of talks about the same things, about how stories inform and instruct us how we live our lives. So in Braiding Sweetgrass, she talks about 2 different creation stories. She talks about the native story of Sky Woman falling, which kind of talks about a mutually beneficial relationship between humans and nature, animals, plants. And she contrasts that with the story of Adam and Eve and their exile from the garden. So this is from Braiding Sweetgrass. She writes, "Same species, same earth, different stories. Like creation stories everywhere, cosmologies are a source of identity and orientation to the world. They tell us who we are. We are inevitably shaped by them, no matter how distant they may be from our consciousness. One story leads to the generous embrace of the living world, the other to banishment. One woman is our ancestral gardener, a co-creator of the good green world that would be the home to her descendants. The other was an exile, just passing through an alien world on a rough road to her real home in heaven." She goes on, "Look at the legacy of poor Eve's exile from Eden. The land shows the bruises of an abusive relationship. It's not just land that is broken, but more importantly, our relationship to land. As Gary Naban has written, we can't meaningfully proceed with healing, with restoration, without restoration. In other words, our relationship with land cannot heal until we hear its stories. But who will tell them?" Braiding Sweetgrass. Okay, so we'll get ready. Oops. Here we go. So we'll begin standing. You can face the short end of your mat. Have your feet under your hips, about hip width apart or whatever's comfortable. Kind of rock back and forth from heel to ball your feet to toes a few times to find your perfect foundation your evenly weighted foundation to rise up into mountain pose. So you're rooting down to get a stable base, and then we can feel a sense of expansion throughout the body. And we'll take 3 sun breaths. So we'll inhale, the arms circle out and up. Maybe you look up, maybe you don't. Moving with the breath, exhale, arms circle back down. Inhale. Trying to keep the mouth shut, but really do what feels right to you. Exhaling. Inhale, arms overhead. Maybe you look up. Exhale, arms come back to your sides. Bring the hands to prayer if interested. Set an intention for today's practice. Maybe your intention this morning is, I am balanced. I'm taking action. I am creating. Whatever it is, feel free to join along or just listen to chant Om one time. And if nothing else, chanting Om will kind of attune you to the power of your own voice. There are so many benefits that come with it. So let's inhale now for that. Arms can come to the sides for mountain. And when you're ready, we'll take Urdhva Hastasana. So the arms sweep forward and up, palms facing each other. And we rise onto the balls of our feet. And then exhale, come back down. A drishti, a focus point, might be helpful here. So inhaling, feeling lighter and lighter and lighter. And exhale, feeling grounded. Kind of returning to our center, our foundation. One more time. Inhale, arms float forward and up. Exhale, arms sweep back down to the sides. From here, we'll sink back and down into fierce posture. So feel free to have your feet wherever works for you. Maybe they're hip width apart. Maybe your big toe mounts touch. Up to you. And we'll sit the tailbone, the hips back. Make sure you can still see your toes past your knees. So we're not just bending the knees forward, we're sitting the hips back. We can start with the arms reaching straight out in front of us, so kind of parallel to the floor. And then if it's available to you, maybe your arms sweep up without overarching your back. And you can make this just right for you by adjusting your arms. You can even draw them into prayer hands or whatever works. Now we'll rise back into mountain. Sweeping the inhaling and then exhaling. Coming back up. Inhaling, arms sweep up. Maybe as you exhale, you draw your elbows in and your fists come to your kind of waist. Inhaling, sit back. Exhale, back to mountain. And we'll return to fierce posture one more time. Building some heat in the body. And then we'll rise back up to our mountain. You can move your feet as needed. We'll take a really watery forward fold. So we're just going to kind of offer our palms up, bend the knees, lead with the heart, and kind of spill over your legs, let the head come down like a wave. And then come up however works for you, exhaling up. So I'm kind of arcing my spine as I go down, and then exhaling, kind of curling up. Let's do that 2 more times. Really fluid wave. Inhaling on the way down, and exhaling as I come up. Back to mountain. And I will spread the feet probably a little wider than hip width for breath of joy. So this is an invigorating, energizing pose. We're going to have dynamic legs. Your legs are not locked or still. We kind of bounce a little bit gently, a little bend in the knees. And then we'll inhale to a 3 parts while moving the arms. So it's inhale 1/3 of the way, inhale 2/3 of the way. And then we're all the way full with our inhale, and then we exhale with sound as the arms sweep back. And just do this as feels right to you. We just want to avoid speeding up too much. So we'll try to have an even pace. We'll do it 6 times. So it's 1, 2, 3. Inhale, inhale, inhale. 3 more times. That's the last one. Whew, okay. Now we're ready for warrior. We have our flowing. Let's start with the right foot for glass. And your left foot is angled out. The back left leg is externally rotated slightly. Your body, your low back, your pelvis, your knee. You may need your legs farther apart, like hip width apart, maybe more, instead of in one line. Mine are about hip width apart. So get your good foundation. We want to feel that same equally weighted feet, stable foundation that we had in mountain. Let's bring that to warrior. And that'll give us a lot of freedom in the rest of our body. Have that foundation, and we can have some fluidity up top. So option to have your hands in prayer, or bring your arms overhead, however that looks for you. If it's okay with your low back, maybe lift your heart and your gaze towards the sky, towards the sun. Or maybe, if it's not okay with your low back or your shoulders, bring your arms slightly forward. And just try to cultivate a nice, deep, even breath. One more breath here. When you're ready, we'll bring the hands to heart, step the back foot to meet the front foot, and we'll switch sides. Once you have your evenly weighted foundation and everything feels right, you can lift your arms to the sky if interested. Find your focus in this pose. This is a beautiful pose to begin the day. Kind of face your challenges with courage and confidence. 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, we'll bring the hands to heart. Step the back foot forward. Let's take a breath or 2 in mountain. Notice how your body is feeling. We'll step the left foot back again. So right foot forward, left foot back. In the same warrior one base, Virabhadrasana 1. Let's begin by bringing hands to heart. And here, option to keep this motion in the upper body or just the lower body or both. So we will be straightening the front leg and coming back to knee bent over the ankle. So when we move back and forth like this, it might be a challenge to not let your knee go too far forward. So if you have any knee issues, I'd suggest keeping your lower body right where it is. But you can try it and see. And then the upper body, we're going to be opening the arms into cactus and back. So maybe if you think of like kind of a Tai Chi, Qigong, opening, like expanding this ball of energy in front of us and then bringing it back. So we'll begin just by sweeping the arms out, palms face forward, opening the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades together in cactus arms. And then we'll exhale, straighten the legs. So it's a tiny movement and hands come back to heart. So inhale now, we bend the front knee right over the foot, over the heel. Cactus arms. And exhale. We'll just do that 2 more times. Inhaling, opening, offering the heart forward. Exhaling, coming back to center. Shining our light forward. And then exhale back. Let's keep the hands here. Put the knee back over the heel, and then we'll step the feet to meet. And now you know what to expect on the other side. So we'll start in our warrior feet, and start at the heart. So you can just do the top, just do the bottom, whatever works. So we'll begin by opening just the arms, keeping everything else where it is. Cactus arms. Exhale, and straighten the leg, hands come to heart. Inhale, opening. It's a nice little rhythm. Small movement. Inhale, heart comes forward, cactus arms. Exhale. Let's just do one more. Keep the hands at heart, put the knee back over the heel, and then we'll step the back foot forward. Hold it in mountain just for a breath or 2. Now we're going to come into almost the same position as warrior, but we'll keep the heel up and we do want our feet hip width apart. So really a lunge position. So I'm stepping my left foot back with my heel up. So everything is forward facing. And then option again to just move the arms or add the legs, or maybe just do the legs. So here you want your back leg far enough back that you can bring your knee down without bringing your front knee way forward. So it's really a up and knee down. And then if interested, we'll inhale the arms overhead, palms face each other, and then exhale, palms start coming up. We make a little fist and pull in towards our waist, or solar plexus area. So inhale, everything lifts. Exhale, sink down. 2 more, inhale, lift. Bringing that sun energy into our solar plexus. 1 more. Let's reach up just to return to our high lunge. Hands come to heart, and then we'll step the back foot forward. Take a breath in mountain. Notice the difference between one leg and the other maybe. And then we'll find something like that on the other side. So find your perfect lunge, and you can always stop and change where your feet are to make everything safer for that front knee. So here maybe it might feel good to cultivate an Ujjayi breath if you weren't already doing that, where you make the sound of distant ocean waves. So it's kind of like fogging up a mirror, but keeping your lips, your mouth closed. It's also called victorious breath. So we'll inhale, the arms come up, palms are facing each other. Exhale, palms turn up into fists. You can also just breathe out of your mouth. Reach the arms overhead, bring the hands to heart. We're in our high lunge, step the foot to meet the front foot. Mountain pose for a breath or two. And from here, let's step the feet almost as wide as your mat. It's really up to you to what feels good for a spiral kind of move. So your knees are dynamic. Your feet are not planted. The heels are lifting as you twist. So as I twist away from my right foot, the right heel comes up. And you're just letting your arms kind of dangle. Kind of moving our energy through our body. Here it's lifting the energy up. Moving it around. Gently energizing. And then if interested, you can kind of have your arms do a little more work and tap. So your front hand can tap kind of around your armpit, chest, under your collarbone. And then as the hand comes to the back, kind of tap around where your kidneys would be. If interested, that's a little more work, or you can just let them dangle and move with the momentum of your body. And then let's all let them dangle as we wind down or slow down back to center. And then from here, let's take a few pelvic circles. So if you have low back issues, maybe just come side to side. But if it's available, putting in a nice even circle. And then we'll switch direction. And then we'll bring the feet back under the hips into mountain stance. So find your equally weighted, strong, centered foundation. And kind of bring your awareness to what that feels like. Because we're about to challenge that. We're going to come back into Urdhva Hastasana. So arms sweep up. And then if it's available, we're going to twist. So let's open the heart to the right. So the right arm reaches behind us, palm facing forward. So my palms are opening to the front. Inhale back to center. Try that on the other side. Exhaling, open to the other side. Let's do that again. So inhale to center, and then if you want, you can sink down to mountain as you twist. We don't have to go far. Your arm can come, it doesn't have to be kind of matching the line of the long end of your mat. Just twist to wherever works, not forcing. Inhale back to center, and then sink back to mountain. Arms come to the sides. Let's take a breath here. When you're ready, we'll move to face the long end of the mat. So we're going to bring the legs into a wide stance with the toes pointed forward, and that can look different for everyone, depends on you, for a wide-legged forward fold. So feel free to have your hands next to a wall so you can reach out and hold onto the wall or a table or a chair. So we're hinging from the hips, keeping a nice long spine, maybe leading with the heart or belly, solar plexus. And just go to wherever you feel a nice stretch for you, throughout the back of your legs, around your glutes. And then if it's available to you, if it's something that's in your practice, you can fold all the way so your hands come down to the floor. Whatever works. Maybe your hands are way out in front of you on the floor to help you keep a long low back instead of rounding too much in the very bottom of your back. And then, so stay here, or if you're interested in another twist, maybe bring your left hand to the middle of your feet, somewhere. It could be way out front, or it could be right between them, depending on your usual practice. And sweep your right elbow to your right side. Maybe your right hand comes to your right hip as you look to the right, or maybe your arm comes all the way up to reach to the sky. So again, whatever works, you don't force a twist. And then we'll come back to center, And find something like that on the other side. So maybe you're just bringing your hand, elbow sweeps up, kind of lifting your shoulder, opening your heart to the other side, to the left. Or maybe your arm can sweep all the way up to the sky. Let's do that one more time on each side. Or maybe you're reaching out forward without a twist. Back to center, and then the other side. Okay, so now we're folding again. So maybe you're holding onto a chair, you're touching the floor. Let's toe heel the feet back under the hips. And we'll slide the hands up to the thighs, fingers pointing down. I'm gonna do kind of like a cobra move with my upper body. So my legs are bent, almost like fierce posture, putting a lot of muscular action in my legs. I'm engaging my pelvic floor and offering my heart forward like cobra, and then pushing the floor away to come to stand without really changing my back position. So I'm not overarching my spine or rounding it. Back up in mountain. When you're ready, we'll open the legs. And this time the toes will angle out. So a wide stance. Open the arms out into 5-pointed star. I like my arms just kind of straight out, parallel to the floor. Some of you may want to reach up to really look like a star. Whatever feels best. Maybe imagine the sun's rays shining and you're soaking up that energy so you can give it back out throughout the day. Toes open to receive. When you're ready, we'll head towards warrior two. So the right toes are going to come to the short end of the mat, and the left leg is externally rotated. And then actually the whole body is rotating away from that front right leg. So we can sweep the arms up parallel to the floor, palms face down. And this back leg, the left leg, can really be anywhere that helps the right knee and your low back stay happy. So the right knee is over the heel, the knee is tracking in the line of the toes. So if you need to change where your left foot is by bringing that kind of forward and out of the line of your back foot to make it less of an external rotation, that might help. Or you can bring your feet closer together. You can try a couple different versions to see what feels best. But if something doesn't feel good, don't force it. Option is stay here, or if it's in your practice, we can head towards the hardest pose I think that I'll offer here, Ardha Chandrasana. So you can do a version of this. We'll step in, keeping this right leg where it is. You externally rotate into kind of a star feeling again. And it might help to hold on to a wall or a chair. As you lift your left leg, flexing the foot, reach your left arm towards the sky. So if this is not in your practice, stay in warrior two, or you can do some kind of version of just getting balance on that right leg, just for fun, to cultivate balance. When you're ready, we'll step back into 5-pointed star. We'll find warrior two on the other side. So all the same rules apply. Really, it's just safety rules. The rules are to make it right for you. Your gaze can be wherever. I mean, your head can be wherever. Maybe you're gazing over your left fingertips, or maybe that's too much for your neck. So you look kind of somewhere in between your fingers and your heart. And then if interested, if it's available, if you want a little more of a challenge, you can step the back foot in. Maybe you get a chair, line yourself up with a wall. Maybe you get a block to rest your left hand on. Or just opening up to our right. Flexing the foot, Getting that action of the star again, reaching your right side, not letting that come. When you're ready, we'll find our way back to 5-pointed star. We'll toe heel the feet back to mountain. And then we'll all meet in Sukhasana, seated pose, or some other seated pose of your choice. Take a moment to get a blanket or pillow to put under your hips. I always have a blanket under my hips, it just feels better. Kind of rock back and forth to find a nice, stable, comfortable, even, secure base to rise out of. Still feel that sense of expansion through your body. Just fall into a nice, even breath pattern. Not trying to force the breath too much, but just giving your body space to just sit in stillness with just the breath. So to get us centered for the day, I'd like to practice alternate nostril breathing, kind of balance our energy. So we take the index finger and the middle finger to the base of our hand, base of our thumb, and extend the thumb and the ring and pinky finger. If that doesn't feel good, you can just extend the pinky and the thumb. If you have asthma or any kind of respiratory stuff where you do not enjoy closing off a space for breath to come in, you can just imagine the flow that we talk about. No need to increase stress by blocking off an air passage. But the rest of us, we're going to block off one nostril at a time. And I'll try to talk us through this. Let's see, I'll talk us through the first 3. I'll let you do 3, and then we'll let the hands fall to the waist and just fall into a nice even breath pattern. And after alternate nostril breathing, I'll share some words from Louis Madrona, who wrote Coyote Medicine. Okay, so let's begin alternate nostril breathing. I'll plug off my right nostril with my thumb and inhale through my left nostril. And I'm going to plug my left nostril and exhale through my right. Stay here, inhale through the right. Plug off the right with the thumb and exhale through the left. That was 1 round. Stay here, we're going to inhale through the left again. Close off the left with the ring finger, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close off the right, exhale through the left. That was 2 rounds. Stay here. Inhale through the left. Close off the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close off the right, exhale through the left. So you can do 3 rounds in peace without me guiding. we'll just stay here, enjoying your deep, even breath. And I'll share this quote. It's kind of long. It's about story. We need story. Stories tell us how to organize the pixels of our experience. We can be aware that our stories are sometimes arbitrary, cultural, not God-given truth. We can step back and reflect on the story. I think it's a good thing to meditate and be non-conceptual for a bit, but in the end, you need to come back to a world that requires story to move around. We can't live in time without story. Story tells us why to get up in the morning and go to work and how to organize a day. Most of the brain science that is going on shows us that the default mode of the brain constructs stories about our social and even our physical world. We're constantly telling and negotiating stories. In an indigenous worldview, to heal is to make whole again. To feel whole, you have to be embedded in a community. And in order to heal, community needs to share in your new story. Everyone has to agree that you are who you say you are going to become. So the community is the necessary stage for healing. It's the stage upon which the healing takes place. And everyone has to agree, or enough people have to agree, so that you have the support you need to transform. You can think of community and story together as two parts of the scaffold that allows you to go from where you were to where you want to be. And a community, in large part, is defined by the ways in which a group of people holds a common story. So to heal, you need to participate in some way in that common story. I invite you to return to your intention from this morning or from when we started. I am taking action. I am balanced. So maybe this is the end of your practice. This is the morning portion, kind of energizing for the day. And now we'll begin the meeting the moon practice, kind of winding down from the day, releasing, cooling off, relaxing, getting ready for sleep and the deep nourishment that comes with that. So if you're just joining, starting halfway through, we'll begin seated, however that looks for you. We'll just start noticing the breath. No need to force anything. Maybe close your eyes if that feels better. And try to inhale as completely as you can without kind of straining. And then exhale completely. When you're ready, keeping this nice rhythm that you have going that works for you, with the hands either on the thighs or knees and a long spine, long naturally curved spine extending towards the sky. We'll drop the chin towards the chest. So we're lengthening, stretching the back of the neck. So we're not trying to force anything or force our chin towards our chest. It's just a gentle dropping, opening of the back of the neck. Still breathing. When you're ready, we'll lift the in about halfway, and then drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. So semicircles of the head, dropping chin through center, left ear towards left shoulder, just to get that semicircle. Notice what's happening in your jaw. Try to keep your teeth from clenching if that's how you hold tension, or keep your brow from furrowing if that's what you do. When you're ready, come back to center. Take a few breaths, inhaling the arms up, but today we'll keep it kind of a little bend in the arms, like you're holding the moon, and then let your palms come down your center line like you're pushing water down or moving through water. So we'll inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, kind of grounding, gathering our energy maybe, and grounding it. In a way that's not strenuous, a really calm and soothing movement. Maybe doing less on purpose. Let the arms fall to your thighs again. And then lift the crown of your head, or maybe tuck your chin in a little bit. Just have a nice tall body. And from here, we'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder, so we're opening the left side of the neck. And if it's available to you, you can bring your left fingertips to the mat. So we're dropping the left shoulder away from the ear instead of forcing the head in a weird position. And then if it's available, maybe nod yes, gently. If that feels okay, just noticing all the little muscles that come into play. Come to stillness again, and we'll lift our head, hand can come back to the thighs, and we'll do something like that on the other side. So begin just by moving the ear to the shoulder, the left ear to the left shoulder. Maybe your right fingertips can come to the floor. Maybe this is good, or maybe you can nod yes very gently. Notice what's happening in your teeth and jaw. Keep your teeth kind of separate. Jaw relaxed. Gaze relaxed. And then we'll come back to center. Hand comes to thigh. Do a couple shoulder rolls. Reverse that. Reverse it again. Shoulders land. And then when you're ready, we'll come onto the back. Take your time. We're going to have a bridge pretty soon, so if you can get away without having anything under your head, don't put anything under your head, but if you need a pillow or blanket under your head, of course, go for it and just avoid the bridge and shoulder stand. So we'll bring the knees into the chest. Might feel good to rock around a little bit. We'll circle the knees in one direction, and then the other. And we'll put the feet on the floor so the knees are bent and standing. Arms are long by your sides and palms are facing each other. We're just going to inhale, sweep the arms like a rainbow overhead. They do not have to, your hands don't have to touch the floor. Maybe your biceps don't even, maybe they kind of come in line with your nose or ear, depending on how flexible your shoulders are. And then exhale, arms sweep back down. Notice if that made your whole back arc. So this time, imagine you're wearing a belt and then try to keep the back of the belt. So kind of engage your body down as you lift your arms up. So you're trying to keep the back of your belt in contact with the floor. So your hands do not have to touch the floor. Exhale, arms sweep back. And we'll do that one more time. Inhaling as arms come overhead. Exhaling as they sweep back. So from here, you may want to adjust your feet or whatever for bridge. So just if you have a neck injury or anything like that, avoid bridge. Otherwise, our goal is to have the knees in line over the heels when we come up. So really just avoiding having the feet too close to the body or too far away. We don't want the knees to splay apart. So the arms are long by your sides. We can inhale one vertebra at a time, just gently lifts. So you don't have to go far. As you come up, just make sure no weight is going onto your neck. Weight starts distributing across your shoulder blades, upper arms. Exhale as you slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. So there's nowhere to go. You don't have to look like a straight line from your chest to your knees. Your hips may stay kind of dipped. It's just moving with your breath. Take one more bridge at your own pace. Exhaling as the body comes back to the floor. I'll bring the knees into the chest again. We'll bring the left foot to the floor, so the knee's standing, and extend the right foot towards the sky. So we're extending the right leg, point and flex the foot. Maybe roll the ankle a few times in both directions. We'll bring the right foot down so both knees are standing. Transfer the weight onto your right foot as you extend your left leg towards the sky. Point and flex your foot, the left foot. And roll the ankle in one direction and the other. Maybe go back and forth a few times. Release that foot back down. And then from here, two options. So one is a supported shoulder stand or maybe a supported bridge. So I have a block. I don't really like putting pillows under my low back. It doesn't feel stable enough, and a block I know is even. A pillow could have lumps or something, and that kind of doesn't feel good for me. So if you don't have a block, and if you're not sure about that position of a supported shoulder stand, supported bridge, you can take dead bug. So it's just an inversion. So any kind of inversion would be great. Just getting the feet kind of reversing gravity. It's the effect of gravity. So you can have your legs up, maybe your arms want to come up. Kind of hang here for a few breaths. Letting your body enjoy that change. Or if it's available to you, if you have a block. Some people use bolsters. So do whatever you like to do. Just make sure you're supported. You can even kind of try it out by lifting one leg at a time. Just take a few breaths, whatever you chose. One more breath here. Gently, carefully come out if you chose a supported shoulder stand. Remove the block. Now here we are again with feet on the mat and knees standing. We're going to bring the right knee in and extend the left leg long. Half wind relieving pose. And release your grip on your right bent leg. Maybe you're holding onto the thigh. Just gently kind of circle the femur around in one direction and then the other. And then we'll take the right arm out into a T, so out to the side with the palm up, and use the left, and then let your foot drop kind of to your thigh, and you'll just draw your right knee across. We're taking a twist, but it's up to you. You can use your left hand to kind of hold your bent right leg back and have less of a twist, or you can put a little bit of weight on the outside of your right thigh to kind of draw the knee down and get into around your glutes a little bit. I T-band, but that's totally up to you. I'd be really gentle at first. Or you can just focus on the twist. Maybe your gaze is up at the ceiling or sky, or maybe you look away from your bent knee. We're just relaxing and cooling the body so we can have a restful sleep. Not trying to overdo or strain, we're relaxing. When you're ready, gently, slowly, carefully come out of this pose. So the right foot is on the mat, the right knee's bent. Let's do the same with the left leg. Might have to shift your hips around. You might want to draw your knees in and rock around to kind of even everything out again. And then we'll draw the left leg in and extend the right leg long. You can hold behind your thigh or your shin. And then when you're ready to do circles, just kind of gently have your fingertips on the sides of your thigh and small little circles in one direction and then the other, circling the femur. And then when you're ready, let the foot drop to your inner thigh. Left arm comes out into a T. Right hand is guiding your twist, so maybe it's holding your leg back, putting a little more pressure on the outside of the leg to get into some extra parts. Maybe your gaze is up, or maybe you're looking away from your bent knee. As long as you're listening to what your body's telling you to do, now's your chance to do that. When you're ready, you can slowly come out of this. So your left knee standing, let's draw the right knee back up. Draw both knees into the chest, rock around a little bit, and then in stillness, if interested, draw your knees kind of out towards your armpits, if interested. And then we'll release the feet back to the mat, so knees are standing, and we'll thread the needle or reclined pigeon kind of pose. So right above the ankle bone, comes right below the left knee. We externally rotate. I don't like to push the leg or force anything, and kind of, you could see if you push the leg, that the knee that's bent really far, you could twist your back up, change where your pelvis is. So if you have a chair or something, or a bed, you can put your left foot on a wall or the bed or a chair, if that's not too intense. Or you can hold on to the back of the left thigh. You want to flex your right foot, especially the pinky toe side of your foot, to protect your knee. So that means we're not kind of yanking the pinky toe side towards our head with our hand or something and overextending the right side of the ankle. We want to protect the ankle and the knee. So your foot is flexed. You're in charge of how intense this stretch gets. You don't even have to have the leg in the air. You can keep your left foot on the mat. That might be enough. When you're ready, we'll unwind and find something like this on the other side. So same thing, the foot's flexed, the left foot is flexed, the left pinky toe is flexed. Wherever your knee can roll out to is fine. Stay here, or if interested and available, lift up the right leg. Maybe your arms are relaxing on the floor instead of holding your thigh. Take a few breaths in this position, adjusting as needed to make it feel best for you. So from here, we're going to extend the legs long, if that's okay for you, and sweep the arms overhead. So we're kind of in this long stick pose. And then if it's available, we'll take banana pose. So let's start by kicking out, like extending out your left leg out to the side, and then your left arm out away from you, so that we can draw our right leg kind of into our midline. Maybe start with that. You can lift up your head and put it back down. So you're taking the shape of a banana to your left side, inch by inch, little by little, no forcing. Back off if needed, just to get an opening on your right side body. Maybe have a cooling effect happen. But a little goes a long way, so overdoing it just kind of undoes the benefits often. One more breath here. And take your time kind of inching, gradually making your way back to center, so you're back in this long line. And then we'll do something like that on the other side. So I just kind of take my right leg out to the side, my right arm out, and then slowly move my left leg over, my left arm over. Maybe you lift up your head and adjust depending on how far you're going, just to feel that opening in the side body. One more breath. And we'll come back to center nice and slow, little by little. And then one more time, we'll bring the knees to standing and set yourself up for one more knees to chest pose, maybe rocking around. And then set yourself up for Shavasana, so final resting pose, whatever that looks like for you. So if lying in stick pose, and I call it stick, that line did not feel good for your back or banana, maybe you need some pillows or you want to keep your knees bent this whole time for Shavasana. It's going to be a short little couple moments of relaxation. Maybe you'd rather have your knees bent and resting upon each other in constructive rest. Maybe you want to lie on your side. Whatever it is, find your most comfortable position where you can release to the support of the earth. And just find a nice, deep, even breathing pattern. Bring awareness to where your body feels heavy and supported by the floor beneath you. Bring awareness to the expanse above you, the air, maybe the temperature, any breeze you feel on your skin. The contrast of that hard, stable surface and kind of subtle effects you can feel on your skin above and around you. Bring your awareness to your nostrils and the cool air entering, filling your belly, filling your body, and how it's warmed up as it leaves, maybe less noticeable. Bring your awareness to your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Your tongue relax in your mouth. Your shoulders relax. Heart opens. If interested, you can start gently lengthening your exhalations. Only if that feels okay. So maybe you inhale to a count of 5 and exhale to something longer than that. Doesn't have to be 10, could be 6. I'll leave you with a small excerpt from Braiding Sweetgrass's chapter, Allegiance to Gratitude. Let us gather our thanks for Grandmother Moon together in a pile, layer upon layer of gratitude, and then joyfully fling that pile of thanks high into the night sky that she will know. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our grandmother, the moon. Thank you for practicing today. Stay here as long as you want. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks so much. Take care. Hope to see you soon. Enjoy your summer.